with a deuce you call higher. Keep playing like that, and you could retire on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
I thank you very much. Thank you. And welcome to Card Sharks. Nice to have you here. Thank you. Nice to have you here at home. You're very kind. The opening poem, yeah, we want to see people call right. As a matter of fact, we want to do that right here at the top. Because first I want to thank Wayne Coe of Winchellon, Massachusetts, watching on WBZ TV, Channel 4. Thank you, Wayne. And now what I'm talking about is our champion who has gone for the big money right away. I hope she calls him right and makes a bundle. Debbie Sullivan. Hello, Debbie. Nice to see you. Before we get to business, won't you again remind us about Debbie Sullivan?
Okay, my name is Debbie Sullivan. I'm from Hemet. I'm 22 years old, married, and have 3 beautiful children.
Busy, lazy, but you took time out to join us. You're doing very well. $2,200 you've already won, Deb.
That's fantastic.
Ready to go for more?
I'm ready, yeah.
You cut the money cards?
Yes, I did.
Let's open the board and get to business. Come on, Debbie. Good luck. We're all with you. Step on up here. Yes, indeed. Janice the lowest. We're going to start dealing them out. Debbie won that championship just as time ran out on the last show, so right now it's for the big money. $200 of new money, 3 cards, bet as you will. Another $200 on the second level and 3 more cards. Your decision how you bet them. But remember, $50 minimum bets and the big bet at the top where you must risk at least half. Good luck.
Thank
you did well the last time. Let's do even better.
All right.
You don't lose on a double. And here's $200. You can change your base card on each level if you need to. Thank you, Lois. We'll start Debbie off with 200 and a 4.
Okay, I'll go 100 higher.
Half of it, $100 that this card is higher. It is a big 8. And a double it for 600 lower than an 8. Yes, with a 10.
200 lower.
$200 and a 10. A sizable bet. Is she right lower? She is. Good job on the bottom level with 800. We move up to 5 and give you the other 200. You already have 1,000.
Change that card.
Does not like the 5. And the 5 becomes
a 10.
On a 10. All right.
Okay, I'll go $100 lower.
$100 lower than a 10.
Oh, that's okay.
Good trade, though. $100 for a king. You've got 900.
$400 lower.
$400 lower than the king. Yes, for a 4. 1,300.
Okay. $600 higher.
$600 higher than a 4. Yes! 1,900 and we move up a 7.
Change that card.
Oh, a big change for the big bet. Debbie will play 3.
All right.
What about at least 950?
All of it higher.
Is that your husband out there shouting all of it?
That was my husband.
Well, we're all with you. $1,900, all of it higher. What's your husband's name? Tom? Tom, come on down here. You were rooting so well. Nicely done. And Debbie's got $6,000. We'll be right back with a new challenger and a new match after this.
I'm a 2 teenagers. Whoa, life is a zoo.
Debbie, a good job with Tom's encouragement. $6,000 richer. Brand new deck of cards for you and a new deck for our next challenger on Card Sharks. Jewel Barnes. Hello, Jewel. Nice to meet you. Won't you tell us about you, ma'am?
I'm Jill Barnes. I'm from Atlanta, and I'm a retired bus operator. School bus operator.
Oh, you drove one?
Oh, yes, I sure did.
Well, that's nice. And now you're retired and enjoying
I'm
yourself?
retired and enjoying myself now.
Atlanta, what a nice town that is, too. Nice to have you here
Yes,
with
it's
us,
real
Jewel.
nice.
You cut the cards?
Yes, I did.
Well, then, good luck. Here we go. We are going to start the best 2 out of 3 with a question to Debbie, the champion. Debbie, we asked 100 married men. Does your wife have one ratty old nightgown whose message is unmistakably, I'm not in the mood tonight? How many men said, yeah, their wife does have a nightgown like that?
Well, I have some pretty ratty nightgowns, but I don't think you have to use a nightgown to get the message across. Verbalize it yourself. I'll say that's about 43.
43 out of 100 married men said their wife has such a nightgown, Jewel.
Oh, I think that's going to be lower.
Lower than that.
Oh, yes.
If it's lower, you'll play your cards. If not, it'll be Debbie with hers. And anytime you hit the answer right on the head, a $500 bonus. The actual number of men who said their wife does have a nightgown whose message is, I'm not in the mood tonight, is 30. Jewel is right. It is lower. So it is the challenger who starts off with the first crack at the cards and a 10.
Change that card.
You win the question. You can change the base card to 6. Higher than a 6. An 8. Risky and higher. Oh, no. Chance on the middle card. It did not pay off, and it gives Debbie a free chance at a 5.
Higher.
Higher than a 5. A 7.
Oh, now freeze.
Debbie comes out on top. We'll move over the freeze bar and fill in the spaces for Jewel. And Jewel, your first question. Jewel, we asked 100 people. Do you think it's wrong for a television station to schedule a violent program at a time when a lot of children will be watching? How many people said it is wrong for a TV station to schedule a violent show at a time when children will be watching?
Oh, I think that's going to be a high number because I think that people have really been thinking that's causing lots of crime now. So I believe that'll be 79.
79 out of 100 feel that way, Debbie.
Okay, I totally agree. I have children myself, and TV is so bad. You've got to be so selective with it, especially people with children. So I'm going to say it's higher.
Even higher than
Even
that.
higher.
She went pretty high, and Debbie goes even higher. The actual number of people who said it is wrong for a TV station to schedule a violent show at a time when children will be watching is 57, not higher. Jewel has it. I'm surprised. It's a lot lower than I thought it would be. Jewel, you've got a 6. Gonna play the 6 higher. Is she right? No. Surprised me that she played that. Debbie doesn't mind at all. A free chance with a 7.
Higher.
Higher than a 7. A queen. Lower than a queen. No, another queen. Against an opponent, it has to be lower if you call lower. Question 3 to Debbie. Debbie, we asked 100 married women. Think of the one man in your life who has brought you the most happiness and tell us, is that man your husband? How many married women said their husband is the one man who has brought them the most happiness?
Oh, I think that's going to be a high number because that's usually the reason they married him in the first place. So I'm going to say it's high. I'm going to say 79.
79 out of 100.
Yeah.
Jewel.
I'm going to say it's a little higher than that because I think husbands always bring wives lots of happiness.
Well, that's nice. You say even higher. He married me. Yes, her husband is the one man who brought them the most happiness. He introduced them to the guy next door. No, 79 and higher. The actual number of married women who said their husband is the one man who has brought them the most happiness is 92. You're right, Jewel. It is higher. It should be that way. Jewel, you are still looking at a 6.
I'm going to change that card.
Now she wants to get rid of the 6, and a great change with a 2. Higher than a 2, a 7.
Freeze.
We move over the freeze bar. Debbie and Jewel both have a lousy base card of 7, and you both need 3 cards. Sudden death. Someone has to win it on this play of the cards, and someone's going to have a long way to go. Jewel, we asked 100 United States congressmen. Does the public really have any idea what goes on behind closed doors in Washington? How many congressmen said no? The American public really has no idea what goes on behind Washington's closed doors.
I think that's going to be a high number because... repeat that question
Sure.
again.
How many congressmen said the American public has no idea what goes on behind closed doors in Washington?
Well, I don't believe I do myself, so I think that's going to be a high number. I don't believe the public knows everything that goes on behind closed
How
doors.
high? How high do you think?
About 55.
55 out of 100. Debbie?
I think they closed those doors for a reason, so I think it may just be a little bit higher because they go in ranks, they hold their meeting in ranks.
So you say higher than that? Yes, the interesting thing of the question is what did the congressmen think of our reaction to them? 55 and higher. The actual number of congressmen who said the American public really has no idea what goes on behind closed doors in Washington is 94. Is it ever higher? Debbie doesn't even wait for me to get over here because she has control, she can play her pass, and she's decided to pass. Jewel, you've got to get them all.
I got to get them all. Higher.
Higher than a 7? Yes, a 10.
No.
Lower than a 10? No, a queen is not lower. And Debbie is game on in sudden death. Game on with the champion who got that all-important control. Can she keep it? We'll find out the next game after this. Thank you, Gene. Debbie is game 1. Same 2 decks of cards. Next cards off the top of the deck coming out. We'll start game 2 with a question to Debbie. Debbie, we found 100 men who have just become a father. And we asked them, have you ever gone to work in the morning smelling faintly of wet baby. How many new fathers have gone to work smelling of wet baby?
My husband's going to kill me, but he never changes the baby. And we have 3, but I think it's going to be a low number. Men love their children, but they're not too much into changing them. That's the wife's job. I'm going to say it's low. I'll say 23.
23 out of 100. Jewel, what do you think?
I think it's going to be higher for a new father because they're so thrilled to have the baby and they want to help do everything about it.
Sure.
So I think it's going to be a
And the
lower
baby
about-
returns the favor
What was her-
sometimes, right?
Yes.
She said 23.
Oh, it's higher than
Higher
that.
than that. The actual number of new fathers who've gone to work smelling of wet baby is 15.
right.
Not higher, it's lower. Debbie has it. 15. And Debbie starts off game 2 with a 7.
Change that card.
Can she improve it? Yes,
All
with a
right,
king.
lower.
Lower than a king. Oh, no. Again, a double fails the champion, and Jewel with a free chance at a 6.
Do I get to change mine? I can't change mine?
No, you did not win the question. You can't
it's,
change it.
Higher.
Higher, she says. No, it's not. Almost like you had a feeling you didn't want to play that card, Jewel.
Too much.
Question 2 to you. Jewel, we sent our man on the street to Japan, where he asked 100 Japanese women who are senior citizens. On the whole, are men more intelligent than women? How many Japanese senior citizen women believe that men are more intelligent?
Well, I don't know how the Japanese are, but some of the American men think they're more intelligent. But I believe that would be...
We asked the women, Japanese women, do they think that men are more
yeah.
intelligent?
I believe that would be a low number.
Yeah?
The women that think that men are.
Sure.
So I'm going to say 25.
25. Debbie?
Okay, I'm going to go higher because the Japanese culture, the women there, they worship the men. You know, I don't know if it's still that way now, but you said senior citizens,
Right.
so, and probably back then they did worship the men, so they'll most likely think they're more
Do you
intelligent.
think higher than that?
Yes. Wait.
Yep,
yes,
that's how many
higher.
said the men
Higher.
are more intelligent.
Right, higher.
Sounded like that's where your thinking was going. The actual number of Japanese senior citizen women who said men are more intelligent than women is 86! And you were probably right in your analogy there, Debbie.
Right.
Debbie, you've got a king.
Lower!
Lower, she says, a queen.
Lower!
Lower than a queen, a 9.
Freeze.
And Debbie again gets that control of the question, and this time she took advantage of it. Debbie, we asked 100 single women, does a man's money make him more sexually attractive? How many women on the street corner? No, how many women said a man's money does make him more sexually attractive?
Well, I think the word sexually is the key point. You know, I think a man can dress real nice and everything, but his sex appeal is his own, no matter how much money he has. So I'm going to say that's about 43.
43 out of 100 women say the man's money makes him more sexually attractive.
I believe that's high.
Higher than that. Yeah, I think it does, huh? The actual number of single women who said a man's money makes him more sexually attractive is 30. Not higher, lower. Debbie again with that control, and you're looking at a 9.
Change that card.
And the 9 becomes a jack.
Okay, lower.
Lower than a jack. Oh, no. Look at all those big cards, and
Yeah.
Jewel gets a free chance again with a 6.
Higher.
Higher than a 6? No. And we fill in the spaces now. Debbie needs 2 cards. Jewel needs 4. We're at sudden death. And Jewel, your back is to the wall, love.
I know.
Jewel, we found 100 people who have been fired from their job. And we asked them, if there were a way for you to get even with your boss by getting him fired, would you do it? How many people admitted they would get their boss fired if they could?
Oh, I think that's going to be a high number. If he fires them, I think they would try to get him fired also. I would if he was against me. I'd be against him also. So I think it's going to be 82.
82 out of 100 feel that
Could you
way.
please repeat it?
How many people admitted they would get their boss fired if they could? People who were fired from their job.
Did their boss fire them?
Their boss fired them.
Okay, I'm going to just say it's a little bit lower. Once you're fired from a job, some people just pick up the pieces and go on.
And they don't really care that
Right.
much. This will
Lower.
decide control and sudden death. The actual number of people who admitted they would get their boss fired to get even is 37. Debbie is right again. Debbie, you can play it or pass it in sudden death.
I'm going to pass it.
All right, Jewel, you've got to get all 4 cards or it's all over. You've got a 6. Here we go.
Lower.
Lower, way against the odds. And this time it's higher. Debbie wins it. Jewel could not get off that first card.
Anyway, I
You just couldn't get away from that 6, but you did enjoy it? Thank you, that's right. Thank you, love. We have some nice party just for you. Thank you, Jewel. Jewel Barnes, enjoy your retirement, my dear. Debbie Sullivan, come down here with me, our fine champion. $6,200 goes for more right after this. Back with a good champion, Debbie. Now, again, you cut the money cards. We've already explained the rules once today, so in front of our studio audience, after you cut them, the cards have been dealt out. Good luck.
Thank you.
Here's $200. And let's see if we can do just as well or even better this time. Let's keep on rolling, starting with the jack.
Okay, I'll bet $100 lower.
Going to play the jack lower and $100. Yes!
All right. All right. $200 higher.
$200 higher than a 3. A 7 up to $500.
$100 higher.
$100 higher than the 7. No. Down to 400, but a better card, the 4. We're going to move it up and give you another 200. You have $600.
$300 higher.
Half of it, $300 higher than a 4.
All
yes,
right.
the queen.
Okay, I'll bet $500 lower.
$500 lower than a queen. Yeah! $1,400 and you're in the middle.
Okay, $100 higher.
This is the time to see a big ace. Come on, $100 higher. A big king might do it. You have $1,500 and we move up the king. Tom, what do you say?
Okay, I'll bet 1,000. It's lower.
You agree with that bet, Tom? Tom's agrees. $1,000. It would be $2,500 if this is lower. Yeah! $2,500 more for Debbie and Tom. Way to go. I can see Tom out there giving you signals. He was a little afraid of that king. Go 10. $8,700 for Debbie Sullivan. We'll be back.
Hey, what's up? I'm Mark.
Debbie, again, our congratulations. Let's deal out 2 brand new decks of cards and meet a new challenger on Card Sharks. George Lakis. Hi, George. Nice to have you here.
I'm glad to be here.
What would you tell us about you, sir?
My name is George Lakis. I'm from Pennsylvania. I graduated from Clarendon State College, and I'm living in Los Angeles working as a clerk in a convenience store.
Oh, good. You enjoying it out here?
Yeah, I am. It's real nice. The weather's great.
Hope you're going to enjoy it here with us. You cut your cards?
Yes, I did.
Then here we go. We start the best 2 out of 3, once again, with Debbie. And Debbie, we asked 100 housewives. Have you ever had guests show up for dinner when you had forgotten that you had even invited them? How many housewives said that's happened to them?
That's a really high number. That always happens to everyone. I think, even if you didn't invite him, your husband's always inviting him. It's going to be a high number.
Tom does that to you?
Yeah, sometimes. Okay, that's going to be about 72.
72 out of 100 housewives have had that happen to them. George.
Most people really, when they invite someone over, they're going to be courteous and go then. They're not going to invite someone over and not know that they're not coming. So I'm going to say that's a lower number.
Lower than that. The actual number of housewives who have had dinner guests show up when they'd forgotten they had invited them is 15. Very much lower. People tend to remember those things, and George starts off the match with a 6.
Change that card.
And the 6 becomes a 5.
Oh, that's
Little
good.
better.
Higher.
Higher than a 5. Oh. Debbie right away gets a break and a free chance at a 10. Lower than a 10, a 7.
Freeze.
Show us a 7. That's what it is, Deb. You're right. George, the question to you very quickly now is, a doctor who is a specialist on aging predicts that people in the next century will have an average lifespan of 200 years. So we asked 100 people, if you could live to be 200 years old, would you want to? How many people said, yeah, they would want to live to be 200 years old?
Oh, with the way the world's going today with inflation and the trouble in Europe and everything, I don't think people want to live to 200 if they can't be young. So I'm going to say that would be a low number, a high number of people.
How many would want to live to be 200?
I would say 25.
25 out of 100 would want to live to be 200.
Guy, they say, with age, it's better. I'm going to say it's a little bit higher. It'd be neat. Nobody wants to die.
Good thing. Yes, that's true. The alternative doesn't
Right.
make a lot of sense.
Nobody does.
25 and higher. The actual number of people who would want to live to be 200 years old is 50. You're right. It is higher. Before I get to the cards, I've got to ask the one man here who is an expert on this subject, who's already nearing that mark. Gene, how is it at 200, okay?
Lonely.
Debbie, you've got a 7.
Change that card.
And the 7 becomes a 9.
Okay, lower.
Lower than a 9, a 2.
Higher.
Higher than a 2, a 4. For the first game of the match. George needs to make a comeback. We'll have to do that on our next Card Sharks. Nice people in the audience today from Bangor, Maine, and a group of students from La Habra High School in La Habra, California. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on Card Sharks.
Hi, I'm Alan Thicke, host of All New...
All new Three's a Crowd.
He likes to do his little poses for me.
You might think you know her.
You try to act like you're good and bad.
But do you know what she's saying about you?
Am I allowed to say that?
What?
Find out what she really thinks.
Baby, I love you, but you are not working well right now.
All new Three's a Crowd, weeknights at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific.